Hey, good morning, my tribe, my XRP army, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hope you're all doing really well. What do we got going on now? Whole lot of things in the world. Boy, Davos, what happened at Davos, right? That's pretty crazy. Upsetting the world order. Upsetting the world order comes with upsetting the world's financial order. Is there a greater chance that it will go towards the upside or the downside? I say the downside. Why? Because that's what history says. It's very hard to get away from history because history shows you what happens emotionally in human endeavors and how people react to certain things. They always follow the same pattern. It's just pattern recognition. And once you understand that, things get a lot simpler. And you say, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I don't know, this way, that way. Inflation, deflation, stagflation. These things are very predictable. Just look at history. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but paper's going to become worthless. Why do I say that? Not because I have a crystal ball, because I read history. I don't need to know I don't need to gaze into the future to see it and bring that knowledge back. I go back and find the knowledge and bring it forward and say, we're just going to do the same thing over and over again. We can't get away from that, unfortunately. So what do? You prepare yourself a lifeboat. The Titanic has already hit the iceberg. In fact, do you know that the Titanic doesn't even need to hit an iceberg to sink? Do you understand that people have gone down to the bottom of the ship and opened up valves so that they can drink from it, knowing full well that those valves never close again because they're too greedy? They keep drinking, and that's going to sink the ship. And they say, well, not in my lifetime, or not when I'm my term of power. So I'll get mine and let the next generation worry about it. Or the next guy that sits in this seat that I'm sitting in right now. That is what happens time and time and time again. And you can't get away from it. So you prepare for it. You prepare your own lifeboat. And you look down the road and you say, what's likely to replace what currently is? And then participate in it at an early enough stage that you will receive financial benefit from that. What does that mean? That means for me, I have purchased XRP because I believe XRP, XLM, ADA, Ethereum will replace, is it Ethereum? What's that other one? My wife did really well on, whatever it is. ISO 20,022 tokens. I don't believe that outliers. Bitcoin may go up a bit, even if it goes to 1 million, it's 10x. Okay, great. I'll have some Bitcoin. I won't cry about that. But governments can squash Bitcoin. They can. I know. I hear everybody screaming. Bitcoin can be traced through associations. It may not have your name on it, but they know where it's going and this, that, and the other. And all I have to do is know one of those, one of those spots. And through association, they'll find out, they'll unmask who you are. And if they make it illegal, they'll put a fine on it, prison time. Make an example of 1 or 2 people and everybody else will be afraid to use it and therefore squash it. Governments have tools that you and I do not have access to, and the power that they have is very, very strong. So you work within the system, and that's what ISO 20,022 compliant tokens do. XRP. For me, XRP, XLM, ADA, HBAR. For me. You do you, boo. You do you. So I buy XRP. Majority of my the quantity of dollars is in XRP. The quantity of tokens is in, I think it's in HBAR is the highest, and then XLM. XCN is the highest by a wide margin, even if you lump all of them together. But it's so valueless. But I do believe XCN is going to go up. I believe This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Again, I believe XCN is going to follow XLM, which follows XRP, which follows Bitcoin. But there's going to be a breakaway for XRP. Just the way silver broke away from silver paper. Learn those lessons. Why is it going to break away? Because XRP has a real world use. When you go to Chase Bank and you want to transfer $1 million to the Bundesbank, you're not using Bitcoin. You are going to use XRP. Those two banks are going to use XRP. The SWIFT system has to interact with the European SWIFT system, which are not the same, and you're paying fees everywhere along the way. And then intermediaries got to check things and make sure that they validate and blah blah blah. And everybody takes a little piece of the pie, and you end up paying for all of it. XRP is one tiny little fraction of a payment, whether it's one little drop or whether it's 1 million XRP. It's the same cost. It's a fraction of a penny. It's going to push itself to the top. Chief financial officers are going to push it up when they start understanding that they can move this money around for a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time that it takes. And they'll save all kinds of money on interest payments. That's going to happen. So for me, XRP will decouple from Bitcoin, and it will take on life of its own, exactly the same as silver has decoupled from paper silver as we speak. And that's going to continue. So says I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but you can see the writing on the wall. Unless something drastic happens in the silver demand, as in solar panels simply go away overnight, and battery technology goes in a different direction, in other words, demand destruction, the price of silver is going to continue to increase. There's going to be other demands put on it too, such as people running away from their devaluing currencies. Yen, yuan, US dollar. God bless you all. Take care, and I'm out.